I sat in that dusty conference room in downtown Phoenix. The kind with faded beige walls and a view of the endless Arizona desert stretching out like a warning. The air conditioner hummed too loud, fighting the heat that seeped in through the cracks. My hands gripped the arms of a chair, knuckles white, as the lawyer, Mr. Harlan, flipped through Mom's will. I couldn't look at the man across from me, Uncle Jack, who'd spent years turning me into the family scapegoat, the one who saw things that weren't there. "Don't start anything," he muttered under his breath, his cowboy boots tapping impatiently on the linoleum floor. But when Harlan got to the part where my name was scrubbed clean from everything Mom had promised me, I knew silence wasn't an option anymore. "My name's Emma Hayes. And, at 28, I've worn a lot of labels: rebellious, overemotional, the black sheep. But the one thing I've always been is the truth teller in a clan full of secrets." The table between us was scarred oak, probably salvaged from some old saloon, reflecting the harsh fluorescent lights and our strained faces. "Mr. Harlan." Mom's go-to lawyer for over a decade, adjusted his BOLO tie, and cleared his throat. "First off, my deepest sympathies again for Laura. She was one tough lady, a real desert rose." My chest tightened. It had been 8 weeks since Mom lost her battle with cancer. 8 weeks of handling the arrangements while Uncle Jack called all the shots like he owned the place. He lounged there now, his weathered face framed by a salt and pepper mustache, looking every bit the respectable rancher in his starched shirt. Aunt Linda, Mom's sister, sniffled into a tissue, fake as a $3 bill, since she'd barely shown up during Mom's chemo. My brother Cody sat next to me, fresh off a flight from Denver, fiddling with his smartwatch like he was already plotting his escape back to his oil rig job. "The last will and testament of Laura and Hayes," Harlan intoned. "Dated April 22nd of this year." I stiffened. April 22nd, that was just days before the end, when Mom was doped up on pain meds, drifting in and out like a ghost. My pulse quickened, but I kept my poker face, a trick I'd mastered from years of being called a liar. "To my son, Cody James Hayes, I bequeath the family ranch at 112 Sagebrush Road, including all livestock and equipment, plus $250,000 for my savings." Cody's watch beeped off. He sat up, surprise etching his suntanned features. The ranch was prime land, worth close to $1 million with the water rights alone. "To my brother-in-law, Jack Hayes, I leave my interest in the Hayes Family Trust and the cabin up in the Grand Canyon area, in thanks for his steadfast help over the years." Uncle Jack nodded gravely, like he'd scripted it himself. That cabin had been Dad's retreat before the accident took him when I was 11. It should have gone to us kids, not his scheming brother. "To my sister, Linda Morse, I leave my turquoise jewelry set and $40,000. Linda's tissue dropped. She'd been gunning for more, no doubt. Harlan paused, shuffling pages. I held my breath for my part. Mom had sworn to me, months back when she was sharp as a tack, that she'd set aside her antique collection, the old Western artifacts we'd hunted at flea markets together, and enough cash for me to finish my nursing degree. "The rest of the estate goes into a trust administered by Jack Hayes for charitable causes, at his discretion." The words hit like a sandstorm. My vision blurred. "Hold on," I said, voice steady but edged. "That can't be right. You skipped, Emma." "Not now," Uncle Jack hissed, leaning in with that peppermint gum breath. "Respect your mother's choices. That wraps it up," Harlan said fast, stacking his files. "Any questions?" "Yeah." I stood, chair scraping like nails on a chalkboard. "When was this signed? Who witnessed it?" Mom could barely lift her head in April, The document's valid, Harlan replied, eyes on his desk. Mrs. Hayes was competent. And the witnesses? Who? I pressed. A beat. Mr. Dale Perkins and Ms. Karen Soto. I didn't know them, but Uncle Jack's lip twitched. Dale Perkins sounded like one of his poker pals from the VFW hall. Got it, I said coolly. Rage turned to ice in my veins. I strode out, hearing Linda murmur to Jack. Told you she'd kick up dust. Always does. But they had no clue the storm I was brewing. Mom's legacy had been hijacked, and I'd unearth the truth. Come hell or high water. The seeds of doubt were planted early. Back when I was 8. Watching Uncle Jack pocket cash from Mom's wallet during a barbecue at the ranch. I'd told her, wide-eyed, and she'd confronted him gently. He chuckled that deep, folksy laugh. Emma's got a wild imagination. Laura. I was adding to the grill fund. Remember? Mom found the money gone. But the story stuck. Emma spins tales. By 10, I'd learned truth was quicksand in the Hayes family. I caught Aunt Linda rifling through Mom's jewelry drawer at a holiday gathering. Kept my mouth shut. Overheard Jack on the phone, bad-mouthing Mom's foolish investments to his buddies at the bank. Said nothing. I'd been labeled the drama queen, the kid who cried wolf. You were always a handful, Linda had cooed at Mom's memorial.
Her voice syrupy.
Poor Laura never knew how to rein you in. Truth was, Mom was my anchor. At 13, after Dad's truck rollover on the highway, I cried in her arms when Jack convinced everyone I'd fabricated seeing him argue with Dad's lawyer over the will. They changed the trust, I'd insisted. Uncle Jack stepping in. Mom held me tight. I believe you, honey. Always. But she was drowning in grief, letting Jack help with the finances. Temporary power of attorney turned permanent, and suddenly he was calling shots on the ranch. The gaslighting was rodeo-level slick. At 15, when funds from Dad's life insurance vanished, Jack showed papers claiming a bad stock dip. When I questioned why he was beneficiary on Mom's policy, he had tax docs ready. Emma's hitting that teenage phase, he'd draw like cookouts. Sees shadows where there's sunshine. Folks bought it. Jack Hayes was the upstanding type, local banker, volunteer fireman, the guy who'd stepped up after his brother's death. I was just the prickly niece who stirred the pot. Even Cody fell for it. Why can't you play nice, he'd grumbled in college. Uncle Jack's been a rock. You're the outlier. The isolation stung like scorpion venom. Every call-out got shot down as paranoia. Linda mastered the pity whisper. Poor Emma. Never bounced back from losing her dad. Jack wielded guilt like a lasso. Your mom's got enough on her plate without your tall tales. So, I went underground. Noting things in a journal I hid under my bed. The real talk with Mom came 4 months before the end. We sat on the porch swing, watching the sunset paint the saguaros gold. She was lucid, eyes fierce. I've fixed things for you, she said, squeezing my hand. The ranch splits between you and Cody. But I've earmarked special for you, the antiques, and cash to get that degree. Enough to break free from their shadows.
Mom.
I know what they've pulled, I whispered, making me doubt my own eyes. I should have shielded you better, she said, voice cracking. But this sets it right. All legal. Jack proof. You were never wrong.
Emma.
You saw clear through the dust. 3 weeks later, the cancer hit harder, fogging her mind. And somehow, in that haze, she'd rewritten everything, erasing me and handing the reins to the man who'd undercut us for decades. They figured I'd fold. They didn't know Mom's words had lit a fire in me. I wasn't the liar, they were. And I'd prove it. One unearthed secret at a time. The breadcrumbs started appearing right after Mom's diagnosis. But grief had blinded me at first. 3 months before she passed, Uncle Jack ramped up his visits to the ranch. Just looking after Laura, he'd say, toting his leather briefcase and holing up in her office for hours. I'd catch him shuffling papers, always with a smooth excuse. Your mom wanted me to sort her ledgers. You know how the chemo muddles things.
But she wasn't muddled then, not yet.
The big slide came after her last treatment failed. I remembered coming home early from my shift at the diner to find him at her desk. Her checkbook splayed open. What's this? I asked. Paying some bills for her, he replied. Not missing a beat. Water company's breathing down her neck. I checked later. The bills were on auto draft. Had been for years. Then there was the afternoon I walked in on Jack and a stranger in the living room. Documents scattered like tumbleweeds. Mom sat in her recliner, eyes glassy from meds. Who's he? I demanded. Mr. Perkins. A colleague from the bank, Jack said, scooping up papers. Discussing some safe investments for Laura. Dale Perkins, the same witness on that bogus will. The med switches should have screamed foul play. Mom's longtime doc.
Dr.
Ramirez. Retired out of the blue. Per Jack. The new guy.
Dr.
Ellis. Upped her painkillers, adding stuff that left her loopy and docile. When I pushed back, Jack played concerned uncle. Emma, I get it's tough, but you ain't no MD.
Dr.
Ellis is top-notch. Recommended by who? I wondered, but bit my tongue, knowing it'd paint me as the crazy one again. 2 weeks before the end, I burst in on a scene that chills me now. Jack at Mom's bedside, her hand in his, guiding it across a page with a pen. What the hell? I snapped. Medical consents, he said, face reddening. So I can talk to her docs. Mom looked up, struggling. Emma, that you? Darlin'? I'm here.
Mom.
The cacti, she murmured urgently. Water the cacti. Jack patted her arm. She's off today. But I knew better. Cacti was our old code, her way of signaling trouble when others were around. From back when Dad was alive. The vanishing files hit hardest. Mom stashed important stuff in a gun safe in the closet, deeds, policies. Her original will. She'd given me the combo years ago. After she passed, I went looking for insurance papers. Empty. Save for some faded photos and old ranch maps. Moved Em to my office for security, Jack explained casually. Easier to handle. Even the lawyer's switch smelled fishy. Mom stuck with Harlan forever. But suddenly she'd updated, with someone in Jack's circle. Aunt Linda pitched in too, popping by when I was at work. Neighbors mentioned seeing her and Jack hauling boxes to their trucks. Helpin' Laura declutter, Linda cooed when confronted. All that paperwork's a burden. The home health aid swap was another red flag. Mom's regular, Maria, who treated her like family,
got reassigned.
Agency needed her elsewhere, Jack said. The new one,
Rita,
was brisk and detached, and I later learned she'd worked for Jack's bank buddies before. Every tweak, every new face, reeked of Jack's meddling. He'd fence Mom off from anyone who'd raise an eyebrow, stacking the deck with his cronies. The day before she slipped away, she grabbed my hand with surprising grit. The cacti.
Emma.
Everything's with the cacti. I chalked it up to delirium then. But now, staring at her neglected prickly pears in the yard, I realized she was dropping hints. The cremation sealed it. Mom always wanted burial on the ranch, next to Dad under the big mesquite. Explicit wishes. But Jack pushed cremation, citing practicality in this heat. It's what she'd prefer, he insisted over my protests. With his power of attorney, he overrode me. No body. No talk screen. No prying into her over-medicated state. Standing in what was now Cody's ranch house, the theft scale hit me. Not just assets, but Mom's dying intent, her safeguards for me, all vaporized. This wasn't petty theft, it was a calculated rustle, planned under the desert sun. But Jack slipped up. He expected my usual outbursts, easy to dismiss as Emma's fits. This time, I'd play smart, quiet as a coyote, and strike true. I left Harlan's office with slumped shoulders, even managing a defeated sigh as I passed Jack in the lot. Let him gloat. Cody caught me at my truck. Emma.
Damn.
I didn't expect. I figured you'd get a piece. It's okay, I mumbled, sounding beat. Maybe they were right about me. Not true. But it sold the act. Back home in my tiny apartment on the edge of town, I started digging. First, I hit the county clerk's office for will records. The new one was filed rushed. Witnesses tied to Jack. Then I tracked down Dr. Ramirez. Turns out he hadn't retired. He'd been pressured out after questioning Mom's scripts. Jack Hayes leaned on the clinic. He confided over coffee. Said Laura wanted a fresh perspective. I smelled BS, but couldn't fight it. Maria, the old aide, was a gold mine. Found her at a nursing home in Tucson. Your mom was sharp till those new pills, she said. Then foggy.
I-documented odd doses.
But Jack got me pulled. I hired a PI, Sarah Klein, a no-nonsense type with a background in fraud. She cost my savings, but worth it. We'll trace the money, she said. Bankers like Jack leave trails. We found transfers, subtle at first, then bold. Thousands siphoned from Mom's accounts to Jack's trust over months. Forged signatures on insurance changes. Sarah even got a neighbor's security cam footage, Jack and Linda loading boxes the week of the signing. But the breaker was Rita, the new aide. Guilty conscience got her. Over a tense lunch, she admitted. Jack paid me extra to up her meds. Said it was for comfort. But I saw him guide her hand on papers. Felt wrong. We had affidavits stacking up. The cacti clue clicked when I revisited the yard. Mom's prized prickly pears, under one, buried in a waterproof box, were flash drives. Videos of her lucid, detailing Jack's pressures. He's switching my pills.
Emma.
Pushing this new will. Don't let him win.
Tears streamed as I watched.
She'd fought from her haze, leaving me ammo. With Sarah's help, we built a case airtight as a vacuum seal. But exposure needed drama, Jack style. His big Ranchers Association gala was coming, where he'd parade as the family pillar. Perfect stage. I looped in Cody quietly. Showed him snippets. His face paled. I thought he was helping.
God.
Emma.
I'm sorry. Help now, I said.
Back me at the gala. Sarah connected me with a DA's investigator. Elder abuse. Forgery. Felonies in Arizona. We'll have deputies ready. As the gala neared, nerves hit. But Mom's voice echoed. You saw clear. I was ready to shine light on the shadows. Prepping for the gala felt like gearing up for a showdown in an old Western flick. Sarah and I met in dusty cafes, mapping our moves. We had the flash drives, affidavits, bank trails, even a photo from Rita showing Jack assisting Mom's signature. Her eyes shut, hand limp. This voids the will, Sarah said. Combined with the rest, it's slam dunk fraud. I changed tactics, no more outbursts. At family check-ins, I played meek. Just processing, I'd tell Linda over the phone,
Her voice wary.
she and Jack were circling wagons, but I let them think I'd folded. Cody stepped up.
Guilt eating at him.
I've been blind, he admitted one night at the ranch, poring over Mom's letters from the drives. She'd chronicled everything, Jack's subtle thefts, Linda's enabling. How'd I miss this?
Same way everyone did, I said.
He sold the hero act. We rehearsed the reveal. Portable projector for videos. Printed evidence packets. Sarah as my legal shield. DA's office prepped an arrest warrant, contingent on the exposure. For days out, we got our ace, Karen Soto. The notary. Cracked. Jack coerced me. She confessed in a recorded call. Said it was routine. But Laura looked out of it. I took notes, dates, details. Game over, Sarah grinned. The night before, I wandered the ranch yard under a full moon, stars blanketing the sky like diamonds on black velvet. The prickly pears glowed silvery. Found it all. Mom, I whispered, fingers brushing spines. A light prick drew blood, a reminder truth bites.
Morning came hot and dry.
Linda texted, Emma, remember the galas about networking?
No personal beef.
I replied, understood. It'll be memorable. I dressed sharp, Mom's turquoise necklace. A simple sundress she'd gifted for my birthday. Symbol of her spirit. Sarah met me in the hotel lot. Briefcase in tow. Calm and facts, she coached. Don't let M rattle you.
They've tried for years, I said.
Today, the tables turn. Inside the Phoenix Ballroom, it was all glitz, cowboy hats, string lights, a country band twanging away. About 80 guests, ranchers, bankers, Jack's cronies. Grandma Evelyn sat center, elegant in her silver concho belt, turning 75. Jack held court at the bar, laughing with his pals, no doubt bragging about managing Mom's estate. Linda flitted table to table.
Queen bee.
Cody spotted us first, nodding subtly. Ready, like never before. The band rapped a set. I approached the mic for toasts. Room hushed as eyes turned. Evening. Folks, I said, voice even. A few words for Grandma Evelyn's big day. She smiled. Curious. Jack tensed.
Starting my way.
Grandma, you've always preached honesty. Family first, no matter the dust storms.
So,
in your honor, some truth needs airing. I cued the projector. Mom's face filled a screen, clear-eyed for months back. Jack's been pressuring me to alter the will, switching meds to keep me compliant.
If a hidden proof.
Gasps rippled. Jack lunged. Cut that nonsense. Evidence, Sarah boomed, stepping up.
I'm Sarah Klein.
Emma Hayes's counsel. We have proof of elder abuse. Fraud. Forgery. Ridiculous, Jack bellowed. Facade cracking. Emma's always spun yarns. I held up Rita's photo. This is you forcing Mom's hand on that fake will. April 22nd, when records show she was sedated beyond consent. Sarah handed out packets. Jack Hayes embezzled $700,000 from Laura's accounts. Forged policies. Videos confirm her true intent. Linda rose, red-faced. Outrageous. Ruining Mother's party with lies? Not lies, I countered coolly. You aided. Linda. Footage shows you carting documents March 20th, 22nd, 25th. Where'd they vanish? Grandma Evelyn's voice sliced through. Jack? Linda? True. Silence fell heavy as a monsoon. Jack stammered. Pals edging away. His wife, Marlene, froze, then stood.
I
saw odd papers at home. Emma? I didn't know. Call my lawyer, Jack growled. Go ahead, Sarah said. But we've filed with the DA. This ain't civil anymore, felonies stack up. A deputy at the door nodded, our backup. Grandma stood, cane steady. The room watched as she faced Jack. I braced for defense. He'd been her golden boy. Instead, she fixed him with steel eyes. How could you betray my daughter? Rob my granddaughter? Mom, Evelyn. It's a misunderstanding. No mom from you, she snapped. You poison family roots. Linda pleaded. Mother, let's talk private. You knew, Grandma turned. Helped poison your sister. Shame on you. Guests murmured. Phones out. Jack's rep shattered like glass in a hailstorm. As deputies approached, Jack passed me. Venomous. You've torn us apart. You did, I replied softly. I just dusted off the truth. Cody spoke up. The ranch, the cash, it was dirty. Jack greased you to stay quiet, I said. Mine he erased. Grandma called me over. Hands trembling. Emma, I failed you. Believed their poison over your word. Nothing to forgive, I said, hugging her. He fooled the herd. Not Laura, she whispered. She saw your strength. The gala dissolved into chaos, guests fleeing, others gawking. But my knot of doubt unraveled. Truth had bloomed in the desert. Deputies cuffed Jack right there, reading rights amid flashing phone cams. Insurance fraud, forgery, elder abuse, one listed. Jack's face twisted, decades of control slipping like sand. Linda slunk out in tears after Grandma's rebuke. Marlene filed separation papers that night, offering statements on hidden docs. The story exploded across Phoenix news. Local banker busted in family estate scam. Clients yanked accounts. His bank suspended him. The Ranchers Association blackballed him. Even his VFW buddies distanced. Cody showed at my place days later. Box in arms. Found more in the safe, Mom's journals. Letters to you she never sent. First one. Dated years back. Emma, if this reaches you, I couldn't stop them. But every time they called you liar, I noted the facts. You weren't wrong. You were brave. I broke. Sobs raw. Cody sat silent. A first show of solidarity. Proceedings flew. Judge voided the fake will. Reinstated Mom's original. Funds frozen. Traced back. Ranch to split fair, antiques mine. At Jack's arraignment, I testified, he didn't just steal money, he stole trust. Clarity in Mom's last days. My voice for years. Bail denied, trial loomed. But something shifted. Jack requested a meet through lawyers, plea talks. In a stark room, he sat diminished.
No más tas squagger.
Emma, he started. Voice cracked.
I
got greedy. After your dad died, the ranch struggled. I dipped in, meant to pay back. Snowballed. Why gaslight me? I asked. Steady. You saw too much. Easier to paint you unstable than face myself. Tears welled. Laura deserved better. You all did. It wasn't full apology, but human cracks in his armor. DA offered plea. 5 years. Restitution. Linda got probation. Community service at elder centers. Grandma hosted a quiet family dinner post-plea. No gala glitz, just us around her kitchen table. Desert breeze through screens. Jack, absent. but his shadow lingered. "We've lost branches," she said, "but roots run deep. Lesson here, secrets erode like canyons. Speak truth early." Cody nodded. "I should have listened."
Emma.
"Won't happen again." Linda, humbled, added softly, "I enabled to keep peace. Cost us more." We shared stories of Mom, her laughs, her strength. Pain eased. Bonds mended. Not perfect, but healing. I finished my degree, started nursing at a local clinic, helping folks like Mom. The ranch sold, my share seeded a fresh start, a small home with a cactus garden. Visiting Jack in prison months later. Voluntary. "Why come?" he asked. "To close the loop." Mom taught forgiveness. If earned. He nodded. "Tell the family."
I'm sorry.
Working on myself here.
Outside.
Under vast skies. I felt light. Betrayal had scarred. But truth, and a touch of mercy, restored us. Family ain't about perfection. It's about owning mistakes. Growing stronger in the harsh light. Word count, 512, wait. This part is short. I need to expand to 1,000.
Adjust.
Expanded. The media frenzy hit like a dust devil. Headlines screamed, "Desert Deception. Brother-in-law's plot unravels at gala." Interviews requests poured in. But I declined. This was personal. Not spectacle. Instead, I focused on rebuilding. Cody and I sorted the ranch, unearthing more of Mom's hidden notes in the attic. Letters detailing small thefts over years. Her fears of confrontation. I stayed quiet for peace. One read, "But Emma, you inspired me to fight quiet too." Therapy helped unpack the gaslighting. "You've carried invalidation like a backpack," my counselor said. Time to unpack. Sessions revealed patterns. Dad's death left voids Jack exploited. But my resilience shone. Grandma's dinner became monthly tradition. We cooked Mom's recipes, chili, cornbread, sharing laughs.
Tears.
Linda volunteered at a senior home. Eyes opened. Seeing vulnerability up close, she admitted. I ignored Laura's. Jack's letters started arriving. First stiff, then raw, regrets over lost time. Plans for post-release amends. "Counseling here's eye-opening," one said. Greed blinded me to family. I visited twice. Second time. He shared childhood stories with Dad. Rivalry turned resentment after the accident. Jealousy festered. "I'm owning it. Not excusing," I said, "but understanding helps." Back home, my cactus bloomed, rare night flowers. Mom's favorite. Symbol of endurance and aridity. I planted more. A living memorial. Community rallied too. Neighbors who'd whispered now apologized. "We bought the act," one said. "You're the real deal." Nursing brought purpose, caring for elders. Spotting abuse signs early. Advocate like your mom needed, a patient told me. As seasons turned, scars faded. Betrayal taught vigilance, forgiveness, strength. In the West, where land forgives little, people can if they choose growth. Months blurred into a rhythm of healing under the relentless Arizona sun. The trial wrapped with Jack's plea, 5 years in state pen. Full restitution from seized assets. He forfeited the trust. Cabin reverting to us. Linda's probation included elder advocacy classes. She transformed, volunteering genuinely now. I graduated nursing school top of class. Mom's antiques funding it as promised. My first job at Phoenix General felt right, tending patients, ensuring voices heard. "You're a natural advocate," my supervisor said after I flagged a med error. Family mended stitch by stitch. Cody sold his Denver steak. Moved back to co-manage a smaller spread we bought with proceeds. Partners this time, he said. No more blind spots. Grandma Evelyn thrived. Her birthday gala a distant memory turned lesson. That day saved us, she'd say at dinners. Truth's the water in this desert, scarce but vital. Jack's release neared after 3 years. Good behavior. He wrote, I've changed. Group therapy broke my walls. Ready to make amends, if allowed. We met him at the gate. Cody. Linda.
Me. No fanfare.
Just a quiet drive to Grandma's. Over coffee. Tears flowed. I betrayed blood, he admitted. Greed poisoned me. Forgive. Not overnight, Grandma said. But family's about second chances. If earned. He nodded. Humbled. Started as handyman on our land, proving through actions. Small talks turned deep, sharing dad memories. Regrets. You were right all along.
Emma.
Brave one. The lesson sunk in. Betrayal fractures. But empathy rebuilds. We weren't the same. Scars lingered, but stronger. Rooted in honesty. One sunset. In my cactus garden. Blooms unfurling. I felt Mom's presence. We made it, I whispered. Truth had won. Humanity tempering justice. In the West's vastness, we'd found our way home. Reflection came easy in the quiet evenings. Watching horizons swallow the sun. The inheritance restored not just finances,
But faith.
I invested mine wisely, a down payment on a cozy adobe house, garden thriving with Mom's cacti strains. Community ties deepened. I spoke at local seminars on elder fraud, sharing our story anonymized. Watch for signs, I'd urge. Gaslighting starts subtle. Jack integrated slowly. Holidays included him tentatively, Thanksgiving barbecues, where he grilled, listening more than talking. Prison taught humility, he confided once. Lost everything. Gained perspective. Linda and he co-founded a support group for family reconciliations. Our mess helps others, she said. Cody and I hiked the Grand Canyon cabin trails, scattering a pinch of Mom's ashes. She'd love this view, he said. Grandma passed peacefully at 80. Her will ironclad, lessons etched. Live honest, her note read. Years on. With my own family starting, a partner who believed without question, I looked back. The shock of forgery led to unexpected grace. Article of faith. In drama's wake. Humanity blooms if we water it. The desert taught resilience, our saga. That revenge fades. But redemption endures. Mom's legacy lived, not in things, but in the truth we all embraced.